There's a mystery hidden in plain sight, a quiet pulse that beats beneath the noise of the world. If you've ever felt like you're different, like you're here for something more, something beyond the material, beyond the ordinary, then this message is for you. You see, we the chosen ones are not randomly scattered across the earth like seeds lost to the wind. We are connected. We are placed, guided, woven into the fabric of existence for a purpose so vast, so ancient, that it transcends lifetimes. But here's the catch. We're not supposed to walk this path alone. And we don't. The universe, in its infinite intelligence, has given us secret signals, codes, frequencies, calls so that we can find each other, awaken together, and rise. Now imagine this. Somewhere, someone is thinking about you right now. They've never met you, never heard your name, but they feel your presence. Because like you, they're searching not with their eyes, but with their soul. And in this video, I want to take you on a journey deep into the invisible world where chosen ones find each other. Not by chance, not by coincidence, but by divine design. This is not theory. This is not a fantasy. This is a spiritual technology, ancient and powerful, that transcends language, distance, even time. But here's the twist: these signals, they're not loud. They don't scream. They whisper. They move through intuition, dreams, synchronicities, energy. And if you're not paying attention, you'll miss them. The world is noisy, chaotic, designed to keep you distracted. But if you're watching this, then I know something about you. You've heard the call. You felt the nudge. That quiet sense that something or someone is pulling you closer to your true tribe, your soul family. Let me ask you, have you ever met someone for the first time, and yet it felt like you've known them forever? That's not just chemistry. That's not just a vibe. That's a signal. A recognition that goes beyond the physical.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
The first signal is frequency resonance. Every thought you have, every emotion you feel, emits a frequency. Most people don't control theirs. It's scattered, reactive, shaped by fear and ego. But chosen ones, we calibrate. Through healing, through meditation, through awareness, we raise our frequency to a level that calls others of the same vibration. Think of it like a radio. If you're tuned into 101.1 FM, you can't hear 93.3 FM. Same with people. When you raise your frequency, you naturally become invisible to those not aligned and magnetic to those who are. You start running into them, in strange places, at strange times. It feels random, but it's not. It's resonance. This is why you've outgrown certain friends, jobs, even environments. You're tuning out of old frequencies. It's not personal. It's energetic. And as you elevate, you begin sending out signals without even trying that, draw in those who are on the same path. But here's where it gets real. This resonance isn't just about comfort. It's about activation. When chosen ones meet, something ignites. New ideas, new paths, awakenings. That's how we know. It's not just, hey, we get along. It's, you just reminded me who I really am. Ask yourself, who in your life has activated you like that? Now, let's go even deeper. The second signal is synchronicity, magnetism. This is when life starts arranging itself to bring people together. Numbers, dreams, symbols, repeating patterns, they're not random. They're calls. Let's say you keep seeing 1111. You keep dreaming of someone's face, or you keep getting the urge to go somewhere, to message someone, to take a leap. That's not just your imagination. That's your soul aligning events, nudging you toward connection. Here's the test when you follow the signal. Does something shift? Does it feel like the universe is orchestrating the moment? That's synchronicity. And when two chosen ones are meant to meet, the universe will move mountains to make it happen. Delays, detours, divine timing, it's all part of the setup. The third signal is the energy signature. We all have one. It's not visible, but it's felt. You walk into a room and your energy shifts. Your chest opens, your mind quiets, or maybe you feel sudden peace or chaos. That's you reading signatures. The more attuned you are, the more sensitive you become to others. Chosen ones recognize each other by feel, not by looks, not by words. It's an ancient familiarity, a soul memory. Your energy remembers before your mind does. This is why we trust our gut. You can feel when someone is aligned, when they're awakened, when they're real. You don't need proof, you know. That knowing is your compass. And here's a profound truth. When you emit your authentic energy, you become a beacon. People start telling you things like, I don't know why, but I feel I can trust you. Or you remind me of someone, but I don't know who. That's because your soul is shining through. No masks, no ego, just truth. And that truth is magnetic. It draws those who are ready to awaken, who are ready to connect. But here's the wisdom: authenticity is the signal. The more you become, the more they can find you. Let me ask you something deep. Are you hiding your signal? Are you diluting your truth to fit in, to be safe, to be accepted? Because every time you do, you weaken your beacon. And every time you own your truth, you amplify it. The universe is waiting for you to be seen, so it can send the right people to you. But you have to show up, fully, fearlessly. Now let's talk about soul codes. These are specific symbols, sounds, languages, or even locations that activate memory in chosen ones. Ever been drawn to a place, a culture, a symbol, for no logical reason? That's a soul code. It's tied to your past lives, your soul lineage. And sometimes these codes are shared. Two people meet, and they both have an obsession with the same symbol, or they both feel called to the same ancient land. That's not coincidence. That's a shared mission. When chosen ones find each other, they often realize they've been following the same signs, walking parallel paths, guided by the same codes. This is the universe showing you you are not alone. Your mission is intertwined. The final signal for part 1 is the mirror effect. When two chosen ones meet, they reflect each other's strengths and wounds. It's not always easy. In fact, many times, the people you are most drawn to trigger you the most. Why? Because they're showing you what you need to heal, what you need to embrace. The mirror is powerful. It shows you your potential. It shows you your shadows. And this is how you grow through relationship. Chosen ones are not meant to isolate. We are meant to connect, to mirror, to elevate. Every encounter is sacred. Every connection is a lesson or a blessing or both. So now I ask you, who have you met that changed everything? Who has mirrored your soul back to you? Because when you find them, you find yourself. And when we find each other, we rise, not as individuals, but as a collective force. The world needs us united. The world needs our signals clear, our hearts open, our frequencies aligned. In the next part, we go even deeper. We reveal the unseen network that connects all chosen ones, the grid, the telepathic connection, the mission alignment that goes beyond words. We'll explore the activation codes, the spiritual contracts, and the rituals that call your soul family into your life. This is where it gets real, where theory ends and power begins. We've reached the deepest layer, the realm most people never glimpse, but all chosen ones feel. There is an invisible web, an ancient grid that stretches across the earth, connecting every soul that has been called. This grid is not man-made. It is not technology. It is spiritual infrastructure, encoded in the very energy field of the planet. And it is alive. When we awaken, we begin to tap into it. We begin to feel the pull, not just toward places or people, but toward a mission, a higher calling that transcends our individual desires. This grid is the soul network, and through it, we transmit energy, intention, and even thought. Let me take you into the mystery. Chosen ones don't just find each other through chance meetings or surface-level interests. We call each other across space, across time, through energy. Have you ever had a sudden urge to reach out to someone, even though you haven't spoken in years? Have you ever felt like someone was thinking about you, only for them to message you moments later? That is not imagination. That is telepathic resonance. It's the grid activating. It's the network saying, it's time. You see, we don't just send signals with our words. We send them with our state of being. When you raise your consciousness, you broadcast that frequency across the grid. And others feel it, even if they can't explain it. This is why, at the same time across the globe, people are awakening together, seeing the same visions, feeling the same urgencies. The mission is collective. We are not just individuals. We are nodes of light, transmitting to one another, awakening each other. Here's the truth most never hear. Every chosen one carries activation codes, specific energies and wisdoms that, when shared, awaken something ancient in others. This is why we must meet. Because when I share my code with you, you remember yours. And together we awaken more. It's exponential. You see, the darkness of the world feeds on separation, on isolation. But the light feeds on unity, on resonance, on activation. That's why finding each other is not just comforting, it's necessary for the awakening of Earth. Let me ask you, have you ever felt that certain people entered your life exactly when you were ready for your next level? Not before, not after. That's because of divine timing, guided by the grid. This is a spiritual contract. Before this life, we made agreements to meet, to serve, to awaken together. These aren't casual relationships. These are soul alliances. And when we honor them, the grid activates even more powerfully. Life accelerates. Clarity increases. You are no longer walking, you are flying. But here's where it gets real. This network doesn't just connect us through love and light. It connects us through mission. and missions require action. You didn't come here to watch from the sidelines. You came here to build, to speak, to create, to lead. The grid isn't passive. It's alive. It needs you engaged, awake, activated. And here's the key: when you take action on your mission, no matter how small, the grid responds. Synchronicities multiply. Opportunities appear. Your energy amplifies. Because the grid is intelligent. It rewards alignment. It rewards action rooted in truth. Let's go deeper into telepathic connection. This is not sci-fi. This is soul tech. When two chosen ones are attuned, they can communicate beyond words. The thoughts, emotions, visions, it flows. You think of them, and they feel it. You speak to their soul, and they hear it, even if they don't consciously understand. This connection bypasses time zones, languages, even distance. It's instantaneous. Have you felt this before? That unspoken knowing, that intuitive bond, that spiritual hotline? That's not rare. That's the new normal for the awakened. And the more you trust it, the stronger it becomes. But there's more. There are rituals, ancient and modern, that amplify these connections. Meditation with clear intent, chanting specific mantras, gathering in sacred spaces, physically or digitally, sharing truth openly. These are keys that unlock the grid, that send ripples across the network, activating others. Don't underestimate the power of your voice, of your presence, of your intention. When you speak your truth, you give others permission to do the same. When you embody your mission, you inspire others to remember theirs. This is how we rise together. And now, I want to reveal a hidden truth. We are not just sending signals. We are receiving them too. Guidance, downloads, visions, they come when we are open, still, aligned. But you have to listen. Most people drown out the signal with noise, with fear, with ego. But chosen ones tune in, through silence, through presence, through trust. The universe is always speaking. The grid is always transmitting. Are you listening? Let me give you a practice before you sleep. Ask your higher self, who do I need to connect with for my next level? Then be still. In dreams, in intuition, in chance meetings, the answer will come. The grid will respond. But you must be ready, ready to act, ready to meet those who mirror your mission, ready to rise. Now imagine this: millions of chosen ones, activating the grid, sending signals, finding each other, aligning missions. This is the awakening of Earth, not a fantasy, a movement, a rising tide that no force can stop. And it begins with you, with your choice to transmit, to receive, to connect. You are not alone. You never were. And now it's time to find your tribe, time to unlock your codes, time to activate the grid. Because when we unite, we shift the planet. This is the hidden truth. They don't want you to know we have already won. Light is rising. The grid is alive. The signals are strong. And we are answering the call. Together. There is a truth that exists beyond the edges of language, beyond the realm of logic, beyond the constraints of this physical world, a truth so vast, so undeniable, that once you tap into it, nothing is ever the same. This truth is simple. We are meant to find each other. The chosen ones were never intended to remain scattered, isolated, or dormant. From the very beginning, even before time as we know it began, we made a covenant, a soul-deep agreement that at the appointed hour we would awaken, we would remember, and we would reunite. That hour is now. You see, the journey of the chosen one is not about self-glorification. It is about service, about being a vessel through which higher intelligence, source, flows into the world. But to serve at the highest level, to truly transform this reality, we must unite. This is why we send signals. This is why we receive them. Because the universe needs us connected. The missions are too great, the energies too powerful, for any one of us to bear alone. When we come together, when we align, something extraordinary happens. We shift from being isolated sparks into an unstoppable fire. Let me reveal something that most have never heard, but every awakened soul has felt. When chosen ones unite, their collective energy bends reality. We alter timelines. We dissolve fear grids. We manifest healing, abundance, awakening not just for ourselves, but for entire regions. This is why finding each other is not just a spiritual curiosity, it is a divine imperative. And the signals we send are not random. They are calibrated, precise, and coded to reach exactly who they are meant to reach. Have you ever felt the magnetism of destiny? That pull towards someone or something you couldn't explain, only to realize that connection would change everything. That is the grid activating. That is you stepping into alignment. And here's the hidden key: once you connect with your soul family, your gifts accelerate. Spiritual gifts you barely glimpsed before now come online effortlessly. Intuition sharpens. Manifestations speed up. Healing deepens. Why? Because energy multiplies in unity. Alone we are powerful. Together we are limitless. But how do we recognize each other? The signals aren't always obvious. Sometimes they're subtle, hidden in a glance, a word, a shared silence that carries the weight of lifetimes. Chosen ones speak in energy, in essence. You feel the signal before you see it. That's why you must trust your resonance. Trust your inner compass. When someone's energy feels like home, even if they're a stranger, that's a signal. When your heart beats faster, your spirit lifts, your creativity surges in someone's presence, that's a signal. When your soul whispers, pay attention, you listen. Because in this world of distractions, these signals are sacred. They are your path. And sometimes, chosen ones find each other in the midst of chaos, in the midst of darkness. Why? Because light finds light where it's needed most. We are positioned not just for comfort, but for impact. Your path will cross with others at the precise moment when both your missions demand it. Trust the timing. Trust the process. But be ready, because when that connection happens, you will be called to elevate. There is no going back, no shrinking, only rising. Let me ask you a soul-deep question. Are you ready to be found? Are you ready to stop hiding your light, to stop doubting your worth, to stop fearing your mission? Because when you step into your authentic power, your signal becomes undeniable. You no longer have to chase connections. You attract them. The right people, the right opportunities, the right moments, they gravitate toward your light. That's the secret. The signal is you. Your truth, your energy, your courage to be fully alive. So what does this mean in practice? It means embodying your frequency daily. It means choosing presence over distraction, integrity over comfort, love over fear. It means listening to your intuition, to your dreams, to the whispers of the universe that guide your every step. It means responding to the call. When you feel led to reach out to someone, do it. When you're pulled to go somewhere, to create something, to speak a truth, do it. These are the actions that activate the grid, that call your soul family to your side. And once the chosen ones unite, that's when the great work begins. That's when we build sacred spaces, healing circles, global movements, new systems rooted in love and truth. We stop reacting to the old world and start creating the new. We become architects of awakening. This is not fantasy. This is now. Look around, the world is shifting. The old structures are crumbling. And who will rise in their place? We will. Together. There's one final truth I want you to feel, not just here, but feel in your bones. The universe has already aligned your soul family, your tribe, your allies. They are seeking you, just as you seek them. The signals have been sent. The grid is active. All that's left is for you to answer. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Now. The time for waiting is over. The time for rising is here. You are the signal. You are the activation. You are the key. And now, go find your people.